So welcome everybody. This is Ingrid Dinter. This is our sixth, I believe, Tuesday free tapping call to help you guys through the stress of coronavirus and whatever else is coming up for you. It's been quite a ride. We have a wonderful group here. It's been quite a ride. Really quick, if you have a background noise, why don't I just mute you all for just a minute and you can unmute yourself. Probably a better idea, because otherwise we just hear background noises. So it's been quite a ride for all of us, I would think. Very different issues that came up during the week, over the last few weeks. And I think we've all realized that the way we perceive the situation we're in changes, the way we perceive our own stress changes, our personal situations change, life goes on, surprisingly. Even if we're hunkered down, even if we start to know more and more people who are also infected. I don't know if that's the truth for you, but it's certainly the truth over here. And hold on, let me just double check this really quick. Is this phone, is this the right mic? This should be. Hold on a second, please. Why is this not on? It should be on as well. Sorry, technical stuff today. This is weird. Okay, this is the HD webcam, and this is the. Doesn't find my mic. Oh well. It doesn't find the mic, but you guys can hear me, right? Okay, cool. All right. So you know that this call will be recorded. The webinar will be recorded. I will post it on YouTube. I will post it on my Facebook page where you can watch it right away. So it is accessible to the public. You all know that I'm not a mental health professional, signed all that, you know, the whole legal thing before you came on the call, and you're okay with being recorded and this recording being out there. If you're not, there's two options. One of them is basically don't tell us you're here, which means don't show us your face and don't speak. But people will still be able to read your name on the little tiles that you can probably see. If that is even too uncomfortable for you, then I would encourage you to just listen to the recording. Okay, so that being said, yeah, let's check in. Let's see how you are and what you need from me today. And I can certainly unmute everybody for a minute. We have 17 people on the call. That's really nice. It shows me that there is really a need for this. So let me unmute everybody. If you still can't speak, you probably muted yourself, so just check for that. What's going on for you? Let me know. How are you doing? How are you doing after our last call?
Ingrid?
Yes.
Hi, this is Cindy.
Cindy.
Jones? Yes.
Yeah.
Cindy Lynn. And I've actually, I've been doing really well. I was, I'm a hairstylist for Great Clips, and so we've been on furlough, and I actually have been making more money staying home than I was when I was working, with a whole heck of a lot of less stress and wear and tear on my body.
Oh.
And I got to spend a lot of time with my son, my adult son, who has anxiety and didn't want to be by himself, and my kitty. And we've been, I've been cooking, and I started on this human growth hormone gel and this 30-day healthy eating plan, and I'm better than ever. But my thing is, I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to go.
I don't. But, so Cindy, really quick, you are. I didn't get the first part of it. You are what? Professionally, where were you before and where are you now?
I am a hairstylist of 36 years.
Okay.
I hear a lot of feedback, but, and
yeah.
I'm, oh, that's right, because we're all unmuted. Okay. And
yeah, I'm just
I thought it was me. Okay. So.
Just a minute. Now what is this today? Did we lose Cindy? No, there she is.
Here.
Okay, there you are.
It's me. It's my frustration. I brought it to the group. I'm sorry.
No, it's funny. There are noises. But I'm hearing this from a lot of people, and it could just be that there's something going on the web again, because everybody's online now. I actually said that Sunday mornings the lines are just slowing down and breaking down because everybody's live streaming services. So.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Over there. So you don't want to go back to work?
I don't want, no, I mean, I want to go forward with my life. It's like I'm energetically too big to fit back in.
Yeah.
So I know too much to turn back now as far as like going into, oh my God mode. But I have been tapping this morning.
Okay. So how can what do you think would help you with this? So is it more the conflict of having to go back to work? Is it more the need to make some decisions about my future? Is it something completely different? Where are you at?
Yeah, I think just to smooth myself down, calm myself down so I can hear well. So I will hear well, hear what, my next best step would be. I will say that after tapping this morning, I got an email from the owner of our franchise, and he's been asking for stylists if they would to come back as receptionists because of all the extra cleaning and the, all the yah that we've got to go through now. And he's willing to pay us $20 an hour to be a receptionist. And I'm like, well, okay, I might do that, rather than, I'm just saying that after I did the tapping, I was soothed enough to go to my email and find out, wow, that is something else possible. But I still want to move ahead. I don't want to settle back into where I was. I want to move ahead. So I guess what I'm saying is I would like my tapping to soothe me so that I can hear my intuition even more clearly and continue to take the steps that I've been taking while I'm off to further my life and businesses.
Okay, if you could hear your intuition already, you sound like you can, what would it tell you?
That everything always turns out better than I thought or imagined. And
that's vague. What would
I
you really tell you? Where you at?
Where am I at? Mm-hmm. You mean spiritually?
Sometimes you want our intuition or something else to confirm something we already know. So I wonder what you already know.
Oh.
We can tap on it. Don't worry.
Well, okay. I know, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go back and make $20 an hour wearing that silly little mask and spray cleaning everything, hopefully with non-toxic cleaner, and continue to further promote my businesses. Okay. I just have a little kind of a lump in my belly that I want to leave.
You want to leave?
I want the lump to leave. So the tapping to help
soothe. Okay, do you have a lump in your belly about your future?
Yeah.
Got it. Let me find out if anybody else feels this way right now. Kind of like, I actually went through a little bit of a transition here, and I'm finding things out about myself that I never had time to think about. And I'm kind of liking what I see. Anybody else there? Kind of, can you just do a show of hands? I see Nell saying yes. Very cool. All right. Well, welcome to the transformation, right? Why don't we just tap? Let's go and see what happens. Karate chop on, even though.
Even though.
Here I am.
Here I am.
What a strange situation this is.
What a strange situation this is.
For years, I thought I was stuck in my job.
For years, I've been thinking I'm stuck in my job.
And I actually made sure that I like my job enough to be okay with that.
And I like it enough to be okay with it. It actually has a lot of benefits and a lot of joy, and it's been a huge blessing.
And here I am.
And here I am.
Not wanting any more of those blessings.
Not wanting any more of those blessings.
I'm wanting different blessings.
I want different blessings.
A different kind of blessing.
A different kind of blessing.
A different kind of using my time.
A different kind of using my time.
A different a kind of making money.
A different kind of making money.
And providing for myself and my son.
And providing for myself and my son.
And this is all new to me.
And this is really all new to me.
So I have no idea if it's going to work or not.
Well, I have no idea whether it's going to work or not.
And a part of me likes to be in control.
And I am a control freak.
I can hear that in your voice, my love.
Of magnitude.
I can hear that in your voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's very, and I don't mean this in a bad way. You know, there's something to be said about a woman in control. Don't.
Oh yeah, I'm very much that way.
I hear it. I hear it, and it's very hard for me to let my guard down.
And it's hard for me to let my guard down.
And just follow intuition.
And just follow my intuition.
And let things fall where they may.
And let things fall where they may.
And even though I feel a lot of pressure right now.
And even though I feel a lot of pressure right now.
Pressure to get it right.
Pressure to get it right. To not fall, to not fail, to not destroy myself.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay, Cindy?
Okay.
Take a breath. You're tapping with me now.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
What we want to do is we don't want to tune into your head. We want to tune into your heart.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
I got you. Okay. I think I need to just talk about this for just a moment so the rest of the group understands this. I mean, we're not teaching EFT here, but what I'm getting a little bit is a moving target. Is like, you know, when we know we need to be in control for really good reason. It can also be that we don't really focus on only one thing that we can release, but as soon as we get one, we include 5 others, and that dilutes the process down. And so I want to make sure we tune in into only one aspect of this, dig into the emotional component of it, bring that up and release it, and then go to the next, because otherwise we will basically just acknowledge that we have a problem.
Okay.
Does
I
that
got
make
it
sense?
then. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I just want to be really clear. I'm not saying this out of disrespect. I'm not saying this because
no.
Listen to me. What you're saying isn't valid. I'm actually saying this to get some results with you. Okay. And a part of being in this conflict can also be to jump kind of from lily pad to saying, well, I could do this and I could do the other and the third thing and the fourth thing, and we're right either way. But we don't get anything done. Right? And I have my sense is telling me right now that that's actually why we're tapping. So I'm trying to help you with this, and I want to be super respectful of you and of who you are. You know, strong women that like to be in control have the ability to do that, and B, they have a story that really you know, they're usually heroes. They just had to figure it out, and power to you. You know, I like a strong woman. Nothing wrong with that. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. Correct, your point. Even though I'm Cindy.
Even though I'm Cindy.
And it's not safe to not be in control.
And it's not safe to not be in control.
And that's the truth.
And that's the truth.
The truth as I know it.
The truth what? I'm sorry.
The truth as I know it.
The truth as I know it.
In my experience.
In my experience.
It is not safe to not be in control.
It's not safe to not be in control.
Because if I'm not in control, somebody else might be.
Because if I'm not in control, somebody else will be.
And that might just not be good for me.
And that might not just be good for me.
So I need a plan at any moment.
So I need a what?
A plan.
A plan at any moment.
To make sure that I can keep myself safe.
Whoa. To make sure I can keep myself safe.
And the problem is right now.
And the problem is right now.
That this entire lockdown situation.
With this entire lockdown situation.
Has created a problem for me.
Has created a problem for me.
But I love and accept myself anyways.
But I love and accept myself anyway.
Okay. Top of your head. I'm Cindy.
I'm Cindy.
Inside of the eyebrow, and I struggle with this.
And I struggle with this. I struggle with this.
Outside of the eye, I really do.
I really do.
Under the eye, I really do.
I really do.
Keep tapping. And just breathe through this for a minute. Nose and upper lip. I really do.
I really do.
Lower lip and chin, even though I already know.
Even though I already know.
Collarbone, that a year from now I will have found a solution.
That a year from now I will have found the solution.
Under the arm, something will have happened.
Something would have happened.
Top of your head, that is determining my next steps in life.
That is determining my next steps now.
And if I don't like him,
And if I don't like them,
I want you to tune into this. And if I don't like them,
and if I don't like them,
I can always change them.
I can always change them.
Take a breath. Cindy, how did this resonate with you?
Well, my stomach is feeling better. And really what triggered all this was that my unemployment check hadn't hit my account yet this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I panicked, and I was more upset about the panic than I was about the money not being there yet. I know it's going to be there. The website said they've paid me. It just hasn't shown up in my bank yet. But I fall to that that panic mode, and I don't want to be there because Ingrid, I have seen too many miracles.
Well, this is not a miracle.
No, I mean,
it's different.
Yeah.
Okay, correct, but even though I would like for this to be magical.
Even though I would like this to be magical.
But the truth is, it really sucks to wait for a check.
It really sucks to wait for the check.
Especially if you need the money.
Especially if you need the money.
I can ask the fairies to bring the check as much as I want.
I can ask the fairies to bring the check as much as I want.
Probably not going to work that way.
But it usually doesn't work that way. Sometimes it does, though, Ingrid.
Cindy, you get my point.
Yes.
Yeah. And even though
I am the magic. So.
And even though I panic.
And even though I panic.
And I would like to believe in miracles.
And I would like to believe in miracles.
Because in my experience, miracles happen on a regular basis.
Because in my experience, miracles happen on a regular basis.
So why should I not believe in them?
So why should I not believe in them?
And I love and accept who I am.
And I love and accept who I am.
And even though this is really tough for me right now.
And even though this is tough on me right now.
Part of, there are things I can control and there are things that I can't.
There are things I can control and things I can't.
And that's less than ideal for me.
And that's less than ideal for me.
It's just not who I am.
It's just not who I am.
Just keep tapping. Top of your head, it's just not who I am.
It's just not who I am.
Inside of the eyebrow, it's just not who I am.
It's just not who I am.
Outside of the eye, it's just not who I am.
It's just not who I am.
Under the eye, it's not who I am.
It's not who I am.
Nose and upper lip, but maybe I can trust.
But maybe I can trust.
Lower lip and chin, that really doesn't matter right now.
That doesn't really matter right now.
Collarbone, I can do what I need to do.
I can do what I need to do.
Under the arm, in a way that works for me.
In a way that works for me.
Top of it, and even though the future is a little bit of a mystery right now.
And even though the future is a big fat mystery right now, a little bit of a mystery right now.
I choose to be surprisingly okay with that.
I choose to be surprisingly okay with that.
Take a breath.
Yeah. That's more joyful.
Good. Good. You guys get it, right? It's more of a general situation of kind of trying to get into the flow and releasing the resistance of needing to control everything in order to be okay, because we don't need to control everything. We're really not that far up.
Right.
I mean, something's going to happen, and we will figure it out as we go along. And that panicky feeling is not always helpful. How is this for you guys on the call? Just talk to me for a minute. You can unmute yourself. Let me see if do you want me to unmute you all? Sure, I do. I unmuted you all, but some of you have muted yourself. So yeah, Bruce, Pat, and Rich have muted themselves. So if you want to, how are you guys doing? Talk to me.
Doing good.
Yes, it's really, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. My ticket was canceled. I was hoping to come back home on June 9th, but the flight was canceled. I changed to the week from there, will be 16, and we'll see. I was a little nervous and upset, but now I'm okay. Really helped with this part. I have another issue, but this part really better.
Okay, good. Good. Yeah, sometimes it's really waiting it out. I mean,
I know.
yeah. Who else has something like a feedback or something that you'd like to share?
Well, this is Joan.
Joan, yes.
Yeah, no, well, I guess I'm being very selfish. All I was thinking about is myself, and I live in Brooklyn, New York, which is not exactly the best place to be in the world right now.
Yeah.
And I'm 82 years old, so they have quarantined me beyond the quarantine. And like, as our colleague there just mentioned, the fact that she's going out and she's planning anything, I don't know what to do with my life. I just can't. I'm scared stiff of dying, and I'm trapped in this house now because they tell me not to go out. My neighbors think I'm a little absurd, but they don't realize.
Why would they think you're absurd?
Because they think I'm safe in the backyard. I can talk to them and I can stay with them. But 2 minutes later, they're about to go to the drugstore. And I said, well, you're going to be in contact with people. It's the same principle as why they didn't want children near their grandparents or anybody. It's the danger of you can catch it from something. I don't know where you can catch it from. I mean, I'm trapped in this house, but...
Sucks. That totally
So
sucks.
they don't understand the fact that it's not anything personal. It has nothing to do with them. I love them dearly.
Yeah.
But I'd rather stay my distance right now. I'm scared.
I hear you. And people do some weird shit. They do. I just had a big fat conversation with people on Facebook about this, and you hear some thoughts that just blow your mind. You're right.
Well,
So what is it that you, and you say you're selfish? I didn't get why that is selfish to protect your life. What's that?
Well, I mean, like when the little kid's saying to me, her daddy's caught in Pakistan, and she's telling me she wants to have a surprise party and all the things, and I feel, well, I'm going to be left out of all this stuff because I'm not going to be with them. And I've always been with them for everything. And the other issue would be, like I have friends. I don't have any children. They have children, and all I hear about is all the wonderful things their children are sending to their house. They're sending them food, and they're calling them every day, and I'm looking at four walls, and I speak on the phone all day with my friends, so don't feel sorry for me. But,
no, it
things
sucks.
are certainly
Look, I don't feel
different from
sorry
different
for you.
people.
I have compassion doesn't mean feeling sorry. I don't feel pity for you. This sucks. This is not how you expected it to be.
No, I mean, I got up one morning like everybody else, and the whole world changed for us all.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's really this thing that comes in stages and where people just don't understand it. And over time, it just sinks in. And then
it seems to be getting worse in the sense that, like, they're telling us, yeah, they're gonna do this. They're opening streets and they're opening this, and they're telling all seniors don't go out.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, come on. I mean, and then I look at the people on television who are giving us the directions. None of them have masks when they're leaving those places, and many of them are over 60. I mean,
hold on, John. As you say that, just tap through. I feel like we just want to do some talk and tap here. Just get it out.
Sure.
We tap with you. I don't know where to take this right now for you because you tell me where you want to go. Let's just get this out. You're absolutely right.
Well, I mean. Well, my thing is, I just want it to be over. I want to get out of the house, put it that way, and I'm afraid to go out. That's basically it.
Well, are you afraid to go out, or are you too realistic to go out?
I'm afraid of dying if I go out, of catching the virus. And if they
Well,
they
let me
won't
ask you
treat
this.
me because of my age in the hospital. If you they were caught not resuscitating anybody. So now they claim they will resuscitate you for 5 minutes, which is probably a lie. And that's it, you're gone.
So my question is this, John. What is the hardest thing for you right now? Is it that you think people think you're selfish, that people don't understand the reality of your life, that other people are disrespectful to you, that the situation, that the way life unfolds doesn't include you and your situation? Where I'm getting a deep sense of this is so not fair and really not right. And I think you totally, I get it. So talk to me. What do you think?
Well, that's part of it. I guess the fear of dying more than being selfish. I'm fearing for my life.
Well, are you healthy?
And I've lost control. Normally you can control, you know where you're going to go, you know what you're going to do, and this is it. If you do the wrong thing, you did the wrong thing. Okay, I buy
You can
that.
do that. You can still do that. Just the consequences are different.
Yeah.
I hear you. You know what? I'm just going to follow a hunch for a
Think
minute.
about it.
And we're just going to go and see what happens, okay? Karate chop point, even though.
Even though.
No.
Okay, and I'm actually just going to mute everybody again. Sorry about that, guys. Continue. All right. I'm going to mute everybody and I'm going to unmute Joan. Okay, karate chop point, even though.
Even though
I'm selfish.
I'm selfish.
Totally selfish.
Totally selfish.
I'm a horrible person.
Horrible person. Not
It's
true.
ridiculous.
But anyhow.
It's ridiculous what I'm trying to do.
Okay. It's ridiculous what I'm trying to do.
How stupid can I be trying to stay away from the virus?
How stupid am I trying to stay away from the virus?
It's a selfish thing.
That's a selfish thing.
I'm 82 years old. What do I have to complain?
I'm 82 years old. What do I have to complain?
And other people are right and I'm wrong.
Other people are right and I'm wrong?
Maybe not.
I'm absolutely
Maybe not.
not. I have my own opinion.
Okay.
And it doesn't really matter.
What did this trigger when I just said that?
It hit a nerve because I'm independent and I'll tell them off rather than, I wouldn't let people get away with telling me that, something like that.
Correct.
Or telling me that I'm selfish.
Got it. Karate chop point. Even though I've always been independent.
Even though I've always been independent.
And I'm proud of that.
I'm proud of that.
I don't have any kids.
I don't have any kids.
And I don't need kids to send me packages.
I don't need kids to send me packages.
Even though it would be nice right now.
Yeah. However, I got one from God the other day.
And
Don't
it would
laugh.
be nice right now.
There was a package outside my door and it wasn't meant for me, but they couldn't take it back. And I didn't know where it was going. It was food, fresh food. It was very good.
Excellent.
No, that's a sidetrack. That's not fair. I'll listen.
Okay. And even though I've always been independent.
Even though I've always been independent.
And right now I don't know what independency means.
Right now I don't know what independence means because I don't have control. I can't do exactly what I want.
Joan,
Yep.
take a breath. Do you guys see this? It's a different topic right now. It's like we're really trying to grasp where we have control, right? We're all in this in-between stage right now of arguing and saying, this is the thing, and that is, and I'm right, and I get this, and you have to understand, and people don't know about me.
Well, when you sit in the house and all you're thinking about is, what's going on. I mean, it's like soul searching, I don't know, to the extreme or to the abnormal.
Okay, Joan, would you be willing to let me help you?
Sure.
Okay. All right, karate chop point. Even though
I'm
an independent person.
I'm an independent person.
In an unusual situation.
In an unusual situation.
And it might just be.
It may just be.
That in this time in history. My independence requires me to go unusual ways.
My independence requires me to go in an unusual way.
I can't do what everybody else is doing.
I can't do what everybody else is doing.
That would not be safe for me.
That would not be safe for me.
But I don't know too many people in my situation.
And I don't know too many people in my situation.
So I'm kind of alone in this right now.
So I'm kind of alone in this right now.
That makes me feel very uncomfortable.
That makes me feel very uncomfortable.
I wonder sometimes if I'm just selfish.
I wonder sometimes if I'm just selfish,
Even though the smart part of me knows that I'm not.
even though the smart part of me knows I'm not.
And even though I'm Joan,
And even though I'm Joan,
82 years old,
82 years old.
living in frickin' Brooklyn.
Right. I'm used to be traveling around the damn world, and I can't get out of
I hear ya.
I'm trying to get out of the door.
Okay. And staying home is not my choice.
Staying home is not my choice.
Not who I am.
Not who I am.
I'm a very social person.
I'm a very social person.
I love my life.
I love my life.
I love to travel.
I love to travel.
I love to be outdoors
I love to be outdoors
and meet the kids and the neighbors.
and meet the kids and the neighbors.
I'm a big relationship person.
I'm a big relationship person,
And I have to make a very unusual choice.
and I have to make some very unusual choices.
Something that does not sit well with me.
Something that doesn't sit well with me.
And even though I don't know yet
And even though I don't know yet
how to feel awesome about the choice that I'm making.
I miss that. Even though I feel awful about the choice I'm making.
Oh, how to feel awesome about the choice.
Oh, how to feel awesome about the choices I'm making.
How to feel amazing about it.
How to feel amazing about it.
How to feel empowered and grateful and so full of control.
How to feel empowered and self-controlled.
And grateful for my self-reliance.
I'm grateful for my self-reliance.
And I don't know yet how to feel that way.
Excuse me, I didn't catch it.
Do
I'm
you
hard
guys
of
get that?
hearing.
There are certain things, I see this, we always have teaching moments. Sometimes we just can't hear what our next logical step is. We just
Oh,
can't
sometimes.
hear it.
Okay.
Okay?
We just can't.
It's
I
not your
can't.
hearing, love. It's not your hearing. So I'm just noticing a little, okay, karate chop point, even though the truth is I don't want to be okay with this.
the truth is I don't want to be okay with it.
I don't want to be okay with it.
Sorry, I didn't get it. Really didn't.
I do not want to be okay with the situation as it is.
I do not want to be okay with the situation.
But it is the situation as it is.
But it is the situation as it is.
The truth might be
The truth might be,
that if I stay home for another 2 months,
if I stay home for another 2 months,
I'm going to be pretty much okay.
it'll be pretty much okay, except they're
I-
predicting we may be in for the whole year. The seniors.
Okay.
And that would not go over.
Can you
That would
just
kill us.
stay with me here?
Sorry.
It's okay. And the truth is,
And the truth is, I may be home for 2 months.
and I love and accept myself.
And I love and accept myself.
Okay. Top of your head. If I stay home for a while,
If I stay home for a while,
inside of the eyebrow, just because I want to,
just because I want to,
just because it's right for me,
just because it's right for me,
just because it feels right for me,
just because it feels right for me,
most an uplift, chances are I'm going to save my life.
chances are it's going to save my life.
Chances are those few months,
Chances are those few months,
maybe 6 months,
maybe 6 months,
who knows?
who knows?
Top of your head. I'm 82 years old.
I'm 82 years old.
Instead of the eyebrow, I can be uncomfortable for 8 months.
I can be uncomfortable for 8 months. No,
Outside of the it's not going to kill me if I'm uncomfortable for 8 months.
it's not going to kill me if I'm uncomfortable for 8 months.
Under the eye, I can find my ways to get comfortable.
I can find my way to get comfortable.
No snappily, but there's a chance it's saving my life.
There's a chance of saving my life.
Well, lip and chin, and there's another chance.
There's another chance.
All about that. If I do what everybody else tells me to do,
If I do what everybody else tells me to do,
under the arm, it's anything but safe.
I'll be anything but safe.
Top of your head.
But my head.
I will be very uncomfortable for much longer than 8 months.
I'll be very uncomfortable for much longer than 8 months.
Inside of the eye, well, people have died from this.
People have died from it,
Outside of the eye, and I don't want that.
and I don't want that.
Under the eye.
Under the eye.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. No Sinopoli, but not because I don't want to miss out on a party.
Not because I don't want to miss out on a party.
Lower lip and chin. Or because I need to see the kids in person.
Didn't get it. Or I want.
Because I need to see the children in person.
I need to see the children and their presents.
Collarbone.
In person.
I don't need it this way.
I don't need it this way.
Under the arm. I'm not sure if that's okay yet.
I'm not sure if that's okay yet.
Top off yet, but I choose to be surprisingly okay with it.
But it seems to be okay with it.
To be surprising.
I should be okay with it. Yeah.
I choose to be surprisingly okay with it.
I choose to be surprisingly okay with it.
Yeah. Take a breath and let me know how you're feeling.
I'm a little bit more relaxed. I'm seeing a little light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay.
That it's not as bad to stay home as I think it is.
Well, it's bad. You know, I mean, it's not what you want to do.
No, I mean, but my life is more important than that. I just want to continue to have my life, so maybe I can see the rest of the world. See, my ambition in life was to photograph the whole world, and I haven't succeeded in seeing the whole world yet. But I can't go there anyhow, right now. So no, serious. That makes me feel better. No.
Well, you take.
Gave me a lot to think about.
I hear you.
I thank you. No,
I hear you.
I appreciate it. Obviously, you notice the tension in my voice has changed a little bit, I think.
Well, I notice, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on for you. I mean, and I'm not sure that we can resolve all this here on the call. If you want to call me later.
No, you can't. Okay, sure.
You know, send me an email. We can figure out what that would look like. But I think we get a theme here for our calls in general, right? Like, okay, we're ready to go somehow not. What's right for me? What's right in general? And
right.
It's part of the process.
It's totally different for different people. Yeah, I can understand that.
Very different. It's very, very different. Let me open up the lines again and just see how people are doing. Just
Sure.
I've unmuted everybody.
That's what I said. And Patty goes, no,
Okay.
blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, that's not what the email
Hello?
says.
Somebody
and
here's
I emailed
somebody
him
here's
and said,
talking.
yeah,
I
I
don't know
said,
who
yeah,
it is.
I'm interested.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody because I'm not sure that whoever was just speaking wanted to be listened to. So why don't you just raise your hand then, and we'll see what kind of feedback you might have. Yeah, Pat, I unmute you. Hold on. I cannot unmute you, Pat. You have muted yourself, my dear.
Yeah, I muted myself. Yes, I could relate to a lot of the stuff Joan was saying there, that lack of control, the having to be in the house. I'm working from home. I work for the NHS. And so I sit here at my computer seeing patients. I work in mental health. And it's not just the strangeness of it, it's also that feeling of not really being in control.
Yeah.
But as far as what's been done there, yeah, I could just relate to so much. It brought up a couple of other things for me. I'm in the UK right now. Obviously, I work for the NHS, and my family, my grandchildren and children are in Australia. And every year I go to see them, and I can't go this year.
I hear you.
Yeah. And that's probably, you know, apart from the strangeness of it all, that's a big thing, and I didn't really realise that until listening to Cindy and Joan there.
It's a big deal.
It is, yeah.
I relate to that personally. It's a very, very, very big deal. And that's why I wanted to do these calls with you guys, because you got to process that. You know, acknowledging it and saying, oh yeah, I know, but it's going to be fine. It's probably not going to cut it. This is not fine, right? I hear you. I hear you. So when you talk about, when you say this, Pat, so what's the hardest thing for you right now? What is the thing you would like to tap on? The fact that you can't see the family, the fact that you're hunkered down. You're in the UK right now, but you live in the US, is that true?
I lived in Australia for a lot of years, but I came back to the UK.
Oh,
And so my children and grandchildren are there, and it's the grandchildren, especially the little ones. I only see them once a year.
Yeah, I know.
And I see them for a whole month. You know, I'm a grandmother for a month a year, but I'm not going to get that this year.
Well, we don't know that.
Australia's borders are, West Australia, the borders are closed and they don't see it lifting before the end of the year.
So we don't know that.
But we don't know for sure. True, true.
And we don't know, maybe you can't go back to Australia, but maybe there are other ways. What I'm saying is,
I speak to them all the time on Messenger, and I see them and I interact with them, but I want to, you know,
of course,
interact physically.
Of course, totally get it. Absolutely. Anybody else can relate to this? You want to be closer to family and you just can't, and you don't know how that's ever going to change, and it's tough. It's tough. You know, I'm German. My family's all in Germany. My daughter's here right now. Once she goes back, am I going to see her again? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. You know, it's yeah. I'm just probably going to move to Spain after that, and you have to self-quarantine for 2 weeks. Where are you going to do that?
And
you know,
sometimes
so
people ask me, how do I manage not seeing my children? And I manage by seeing them every year.
Okay, correct at your point. Even though this is a truly big deal for me.
This is a big deal for me.
Damn it.
Damn it.
I want to see them.
I want to see them.
This is so unfair.
This is really unfair.
This is so not right.
It's so not right.
I don't deserve this.
I don't deserve this.
I haven't done anything to deserve this.
I haven't done anything to deserve this.
And it's happening anyways.
And it's happening anyway.
Damn it.
Damn it.
I want to see them.
I want to see them.
I want to have my grandma for a month fix.
I want to be a nana for a month.
I want to be a nana for a month. I am a nana.
I am a nana.
And I live in the UK and I can't see my family.
I live in the UK and I can't see my family.
Hate that.
I hate that.
Totally hate that.
Totally hate that.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. And it's you know, as the other people were saying, it's the not having any control over it.
Yeah, sure. I hear you. I hear you.
It's a big deal. It's a very, very big deal.
It is.
I have no control.
Where are you? I have no control.
What is going on with this whole thing here? Hold on. Sorry about that. There we go.
There you are.
Inside of the eyeball. I have no control.
I have no control.
Outside of the eye, I really don't.
I really don't have any control.
Oh, damn it.
Damn it, I've got no control.
Like, I refuse to be okay with that.
Sorry, I missed that.
I refuse to be okay with that.
I refuse to be okay with that.
I'm not okay with that.
I'm not okay with it.
I'm not okay with that.
I'm not okay with it.
And you can't make me.
And you can't make me.
Being okay with what?
Being okay with what?
Not seeing my grandkids?
Not seeing my grandkids.
Why would I be okay with that?
Why would I be okay with that?
I am not.
I'm not okay with that.
I'm not okay with that.
I'm not okay not
A
seeing
part of
them.
me might even feel sorry for myself.
Yeah, I'm feeling sorry for myself.
And righteously so.
And I'm justified.
Totally justified.
Totally justified.
This is totally justifiable.
This is totally justifiable.
Any nana understands that.
I miss that.
Every nana understands that.
Every nana understands that.
Gotta see the kids and the grandkids.
I want to see my kids and my grandkids.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
And I'm totally justified.
I'm totally justified.
I have every right to feel this way.
I have every right to feel this way.
I'm really upset about this now.
I'm really upset about this.
I don't know if I have what it takes to change this.
I don't know if I haven't got what it takes to change this.
Take a breath and let's do another round. Top of your head. I wonder, inside of the air, if the way I feel is the only way to feel.
Instead of feeling this way, it's the only way to feel.
If the way I feel is the only way to feel.
I feel like it's the only way to feel.
I wonder if the way that I'm feeling right now
if the way that I'm feeling right now
is really the only way that I could feel.
It's really the only way that I can feel.
That I could feel.
The only way I could feel.
Could feel. Under the eye. I wonder.
Nose
and upper lip, if there might be a different way to feel about this.
If there might be a different way to feel about this.
Lower lip and chin, a way that brings more value.
A way that brings more value.
Collarbone, a way that brings more meaning.
A way that brings more meaning.
Under the arm, a way that brings something precious and special to my family.
A way that brings something precious to my family.
And something special.
And something special.
Top of your head, I wonder if there is a way.
I wonder if there's a way.
Inside of the eyebrow to benefit from the situation.
To benefit from the situation.
Outside of the eye for years to come.
For years to come.
Under the eye, such an important time in the kids' lives.
Such an important time in the kids' life.
Nose and upper lip, where they realize who I am even when I'm not there.
When they realize who I am even when I'm not there.
Lower lip and chin, and what really is important in life.
What really is important in life.
Collarbone, and that I do whatever I can to be there for them anyways.
I'll do whatever I can to be there for them anyway.
Under the arm, and that even when things are rough.
And even when things are rough.
Top of it, I'm not a quitter.
I'm not a quitter.
Inside of the air, and neither are they.
And neither are they.
Outside of the air, that our family always finds ways to get together.
Family always finds ways to get together.
Under the eye, that we're strong and resilient.
That is strong and resilient.
Nose and upper lip, that we are smart and we make good choices.
We are smart and we make good choices.
Lower lip and chin, that we can be a close-knit family even if we're continents apart.
That we can be a close-knit family even when we're continents apart.
Collarbone. And I wonder if there's a way.
I wonder if there's a way.
Under the arm, to communicate that to the children.
To communicate that to the children.
Top of your head, in a way that makes me feel amazing.
In a way that makes me feel amazing.
Inside of the eye, in a way that makes me feel grateful.
In a way that makes me feel grateful.
Outside of the eye, and accomplished.
And accomplished.
Under the eye, job well done, Nana.
Job well done.
Nose and upper lip, you stepped up to the plate.
If I stepped up to the plate, sorry.
Lower lip and chin, you rolled with the punches.
You roll with the punches.
Collarbone, you were honest about your feelings.
You're honest about your feelings.
Under the arm, but you didn't let them push you under.
But you didn't let them push you under.
Top of your head, and if that doesn't teach the kids a valuable lesson.
If that doesn't teach the kids a valuable lesson.
And I don't know what does.
I don't know what does. I actually sent them some parcels last week, so they should get them in a couple of weeks' time.
Okay.
So that's one way to connect, and whenever they get a parcel from me, they wait until I'm online before they open it.
Very good. How do you feel?
A lot better. Yeah, I felt myself spike a couple of times there as you went through, and yeah, I knew exactly what was happening. It's really touching on missing the little ones. Definitely it's the little ones.
It's okay to grieve.
Yeah.
It's okay to say this absolutely sucks. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world, it just really, really, really sucks.
Oh, it just sucks. Yeah.
And what really is helpful is to put this I wonder in and just question if the way that you feel is truly the only way on this planet that you could possibly feel about this.
Mm-hmm.
I oftentimes like to compare this really to a war zone. And in the UK, you have an understanding of that.
Definitely,
okay?
Yeah.
So in Germany, we do too. You hunker down because there's incoming and a story. You don't debate, you don't say, oh, I wonder if it's really fair that I should not be running around outside while there's income. You don't do that. You just say, shit, go, go in the bunker, disappear, leave, right? People here in this country haven't experienced that. All of our family has. Some of us have personally experienced that too. So that's where we're at. So what do? You do you find something you haven't found
You
yet?
find ways. I mean, for example, at Christmas, I wait up till 2 a.m. To watch the children get up for the morning in Australia to open their Christmas presents.
Yeah,
I'm usually a bit tipsy, but makes it more fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there's always ways. There's always ways.
And I hear you. So as you tap along those ways, you know, and I think you guys noticed that today. I really want to more honor and acknowledge the way that you guys feel than anything else, because this is part of this is the part that belongs to us. This is the part that we own. This is the part right now is the part that we tell stories about. This is how we got out of this. Right? In the beginning, everybody was just pushed in and, you know, got their masks and got the toilet paper, hunkered down and didn't know what the heck was happening all around us. How we get out of this, how quickly, how mindfully, how prepared, how slow, which changes we make, that's a very individual process right now. And why as well. You know, some people are perfectly happy actually being at home, right? Other people can't wait to leave the damn house. Right? And other people, it's really just about the family. You know, some people don't have a family, but they have everybody else. This is a really interesting conversation. So honor where you're at and make your own good decisions about that. Does that make sense? Pat, how are you feeling?
Fine, yes, I'm good.
Okay.
It's one of those things that when you think about it, it makes you feel bad. But when you're not thinking about it, well, it's just not there. And just what Joan was saying was making me think about it.
Totally.
So that's the advantage of a group like this, is that other people are bringing things to mind that you're pushing to one side because you know it's too hard.
Yeah. And one more question would be, how would you like to feel about this actually? That's always a good question we can ask ourselves, right? Because the reality is what it is. What we can change is not always the reality. And people are beginning to realize that, and some deal with it as if it just wasn't the reality, and some are a little more mature than that.
I actually think it's the uncertainty is what is a big part of the problem, because up until this weekend, when I spoke to my son and granddaughter, and she said, I know you're probably not going to be able to come this year. And I had completely denied that it was a possibility. For me, this was all going to be fine. And when they said, you're probably not going to be able to come, and my granddaughter, she's 12, she's always the one that gets upset when I leave and excited when I'm coming. So for her to say she's okay, she's accepting that I'm not coming this year, she'd actually had a week to get used to it. What day is it today? Tuesday? Yeah. It's only Sunday that I had that conversation. I've not processed it yet. But that really helped with the processing.
Yeah. So that other people, and I think, again, for the purpose of coaching here, Joan, I think there was the same situation with you as well, you know, thinking what is what I need to do right now? How is that impacting others? Right? Either what do they think of me? You know, what is it? What's the bigger picture here? And if everybody else says, look, we can figure this out together, and you come up with a plan, the helplessness leaves and this feeling of being out of control leaves as well. You know, so maybe the next good decision, or discussion would be to get together and say, hey, look, you know, let's just put that aside. If I can come, I will come. Who knows, right? We'll see. We'll talk about this when the planes are flying, they're not flying. What are we going to do this year? Right? How are we going to get together? Because I want to see you guys more. Right?
Yeah.
And just have that conversation is my point. And I'm not telling you to have a solution right now, but have that conversation, that proactive conversation. So, you know, and see what happens, see what comes out, and you'll find another way. Not your ideal way, but probably a pretty good one, I would think.
Yeah. I speak to them most weeks.
You're good, yeah. Good for you.
And just a tip for other people, if ever you're using Messenger to talk to very young children, because my 2 youngest grandchildren are 3 and 5. There's a wonderful thing where you can play games on Messenger, and you can put masks on and place, and although you can't really have a conversation with a 3-year-old, he can put masks on and play games and do silly things, and that's what I do. So I play with my grandchildren all the time.
That's good. You're a good grandma. You are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Ingrid.
Who else would like to bring something up? We have probably another half hour or so. Just raise your hand like that and I can unmute you. That's really just a minute. Somebody, let me just check in really quick. Okay, unmute you for a minute. Yes, my dear.
I have a kind of problem. I am stuck. I need to finish my energy psychology certification, and I'm stuck with case studies. Case studies was always my weak point. I can do hundreds of cases, but one case study is like, oh my God, I don't know why. I did 3, need 2 more, and other stuff.
How does this relate to? I'm not sure how to help you with that.
It makes me panicky, and I got a thought, maybe I'm afraid that I will be on the website and the other people will start calling.
Really, can I interrupt you for a minute?
Yes.
That's an important thing. It does not relate to the coronavirus situation right now. And I would like to find out if somebody else is going through that process right now. Okay, we can talk about this somewhere else, or if nobody else has anything else, but I don't want this to be for teaching. I don't want it to be for mentoring, and I don't want it to be for really just private sessions like that, because it is a group setting.
I forgot. I totally forgot.
You said, okay.
It bothers me so much that
Yeah, because I mean, everybody, I think what we really want to do is we want to move through this. If we can tweak it later, we'll see how it goes. But let's see if somebody else might have something that relates more to the current situation we're all in. Elaine, is it you or Maria? Can I see it? Oh, Marie-Therese. Let me unmute you, dearly.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to say, as much as last week I felt out of place and not wanting to be there, and current situation, like over the week, it's just I'm feeling okay with it, you know. You come to accept it and do the most of it, and it's just not bothering me as much as it did last week. And so I just hope that the other participants will eventually feel the same. Just don't how shall I put it? Don't be too hard on yourselves. Yeah, that's all. Just wanted to say it gets better.
I'm glad you're saying that, because we did talk last week about feeling out of place, feeling that we don't belong, and it's part of this transition, really, you know, where I'm moving out of my own life and I'm moving into something else, possibly, or maybe not. There is very little control at this moment. There will be a whole lot of control after. So part of what we're doing right now could also be preparing for who we want to be. Right? Think about that. This is a really good idea right now, to think, hey, what if I could not go back to my old life? How could I let that be a good thing? Right? How could that make this the most incredible opportunity? Thank God I don't have to go back to being a hairstylist. You know, I don't need that. I do something better now, and watch me. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where are other people at the call at? You're all on here, so do you have anything else you'd like to tap on? Or just a remark, or something that you noticed, or something that we may have to shift? Elaine? You're muted, Elaine.
Okay, well, I live in a senior retirement center in Georgia, and Georgia has been known for the last closed down and the first to open up, and it looks like it's probably going to be a big mistake, and our rate will go up and more people will die. But that's the way things are in our government at this point, at all kinds of different scattered levels. But because I live in the community, we have been strongly urged not to go out and shop and mingle outside of our gate. And so for the most part, I have done that. There have been a few trips that seem to be necessary, and it just seems like it's the uncertainty of how long this is going to go on, and what is it going to be like when we can get back to something else. And it may not happen for us of 75 and older. It may not get to be a place of relatively safe interaction until they get a vaccine. And that's, that's kind of an awesome thought, that it may be, a year or two without the contact out in our families and out in the community and out in the church. And what's it going to be like when we finally can get to a place where we're safe, or safer than we are right now. Right now, it's we're living in a bubble of the illusion of safety, because we don't know, unless everyone's tested every day, who's got it, who hasn't, and what's going to happen. So it's the uncertainty of time and place. That's kind of where I'm at, and my community's at. I mean, we no longer have meals together. They deliver the meals. You don't go to the store, they'll go to the store for you. We're in a wonderful situation. We have very little worries unless the whole thing goes bankrupt. But we lost a lot of our social network in the community because it's not safe for us to mingle. We have social distancing, we have masks, and there are some people who are disregarding it and doing as they damn well please, and there are others that are scared to move at all. And I'm kind of in the middle.
Yeah. Can others relate to that? And I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
How would you like to feel about this, Elaine?
That's a good question, because sometimes I think I would like to be more accepting of the uncertainty.
And what would that look like to be more accepting?
Well, not
I think you're breaking off. We might have to. You might have to repeat that. Elaine, you know what? I think we're having a problem with the internet connection. Can't hear. Let's talk about this as a group for a minute. I think this is I think we all get it, right? This is not hard to understand. And I see quite a few of you guys are muted right now, so unmute yourself if you'd like. I have unmuted everybody else. The question is really, how could we feel about this, right? So one way or the other, we're all in this together. Some of you may feel very comfortable having a strong immune system, and some of you know you don't, right? Some of you know you're in an at-risk group. Some of you know you're absolutely not in an at-risk group. Some of you know you know somebody. What feels right? How could we feel about this? What is a good perspective or a good mindset to have that we could actually work towards?
Go with the flow.
And what would that look like?
Like water. It would feel like water.
Okay. Is that, how does it feel for others? Feeling like water? Is that in control?
Accepting.
Not resist.
Is that desirable? Do you want to feel that way?
It would make it easier.
Would it make better?
Accepting doesn't mean you're submitting or giving up. You can still be hopeful. You can still try to feel courageous to take action.
Okay. Do you think the problem right now is that people are not accepting?
For some.
I don't know about other people, but I think the majority of people here in the UK accept it and just go with the flow. But you get those few who don't, who make it less safe for everybody else. So when you see people out, I was at the supermarket yesterday, and the supermarket's doing all the right things. But as I was wandering around the store, I noticed that staff were stacking shelves near me. People were walking too close, and I wanted to say to them, "Get away from me! 6 foot, 6 foot!" And so those people who aren't accepting and aren't doing the right thing are making it more dangerous for people to go out in public. And I think that there's a certain amount of fear that because they're like that, they're more likely to be carrying the virus.
Interesting.
If they're doing it in the store, where else are they doing it? Who else do they have
And at the
contact
same
with?
time, we don't want to throw suspicions in each other's faces, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
that's another piece of it, you know. And I see
Yeah.
a lot of the rates going really, really high in either direction.
Yeah, and I'm quite happy to go out in public as long as people are keeping their distance. Here in the UK, we're allowed to go out for an hour's exercise a day and go to the shops. But I have to go to the shops, and I'm okay with that. But I really want to say to people, get away from me. You're being too close.
Now I
And
have a
that's only
question for
happened
you
the
guys.
last- Yeah, sorry.
I have a question. For who of you is this a new thing? And
Everybody.
for who of you does this actually give permission to tell people, hey, don't step in my field? Because, I mean, we know that one reason people have allergies, like perfume allergies and other things, is because that gives them permission to just keep a little bit of a distance. You know, is that, I just wonder, that idea just came to mind. Is this something you could see?
I've come across this when I've been on my walks and kind of made a joke of it with people. We were both coming to a gate that we were both having to come through, and I was there first, and they were just a bit too close. This is literally the first day of the lockdown, by the way. And I just went, 6 foot, and like put my arms like that, and 6 foot. And we just laughed about it, and he moved 6 foot away, and it was fine. But it didn't feel the same in the supermarket.
I hear you. Okay. Karate, it's your point. Just tune into this feeling of, I can't accept that. You know?
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
This is Joan.
Joan.
No, this scares me. We're being too docile. You can't just, this reminds me like Nazi Germany. We're doing because we were told to do it. We have to think for ourselves to a certain point. And I can respect some of these people that are demonstrating. Maybe I wouldn't do it myself. Depends on what the situation is.
Nazi Germany.
Excuse me?
You're hitting a nerve with me when you talk about Nazi Germany. I think people throw this around a little bit too casually.
I'm not trying to be. I'm trying. All right. Let's talk about the ghetto. No matter where a ghetto, wherever it is, or labeling people.
Okay. Here's the problem with that. If somebody If you knew that somebody had the coronavirus, would you want them to wear a mask?
Yes.
Yes, I would.
Okay, how
But
do you
do
know
I
they
agree
have
with the mayor of
Okay,
New York who says
don't,
to
excuse me,
ticket?
excuse me, excuse me, I'm going to interrupt this. If you knew, or if somebody knows they have the virus, you want them to wear a mask. The problem is we don't know who has it. And the problem is that other people don't know who is at risk and who is not. And as
Right.
long as that is the situation, personal freedom means taking care of each other. Not ignoring that other people have needs and that I may be able to put them to death. I don't have that right. This is not Nazi Germany. And this is simply a way of taking responsibility of a very dangerous situation. In Germany, people are being tested on a continuous basis. That is why the virus is under control. And in Germany, if you're self-quarantining, you're self-quarantining, and there are police that make sure you are. They come and check, make sure you stay home. That's why the virus is under control. We don't do this over here. I do not have the right to run around not knowing if I met somebody who has the virus. I live in a very small town. There are 2 people here infected. I know them. I haven't seen them recently, but if I had been outside, chances are very high that I would have. Okay? So I don't have the right to run around and say, well, I don't care. You know, I'm not going to wear a mask because this is not Nazi Germany. I have to.
But I'm sitting in front of my house right now, 2 people across the street, no mask, not doing anything. Now, what can I do about it? The mayor says report them, and then we get life threatened. The other people
I don't
that
know
get
that you need to report them, but
life is worth killing. Excuse me.
I don't know that you need to report them. That's not my call to make. I don't know how that all works, but I'm very, very big on understanding that we're all in this for each other. And wearing a mask is not the worst thing you've ever done. You know, everybody who had a life longer than 30, 40 years, they had to do much worse in their life than putting a paper mask on their face. This is not a problem. It is not a problem to wear the damn thing if we have to.
Okay. Here are
Now,
2
a lot of
more.
people who are walking
There's
around
4 people in front of my house right now with no mask on.
Heels. What? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said there are 4 people passing my house right now without any mask.
Okay.
The next 2
That's why you
came,
need to
have
stay in.
masks on.
Okay, and here's the thing, Joan. If they were wearing the mask, you could be a little bit safer leaving the house. Right? This is not Nazi
I don't know.
If they were taking their part and they would make sure that they're A, 6 feet away, and B, they're wearing a mask just in case they cough, which flies 12 feet, you could leave the house. And the fact that they don't do what they need to do limits you to staying inside. I don't know that that is a personal freedom. And you guys may disagree with me, but I'm willing to have that discussion offline later. You know, when you're in a high-risk group, you're in a high-risk group, and it's a big deal to be in that. And I know that from experience. I'm not talking crap here.
Well,
I would like to go back to Elaine and talk about uncertainty.
Yes.
Because that's what we all face. I think she really nailed it in describing her situation, but I think it was she described it very well for everybody else. I'd like to go back if we can to how do we deal with uncertainty, because that touches on everybody. Welcome back, Elaine.
Thanks.
So what can we do, Elaine? What do you think we talked about acceptance being a goal. What do you think? How would you like to feel about this? The truth is we don't know what's going to happen 6 months, a year, 2 years from now. We just don't. Where do you want to be with that?
Realistically hopeful.
Realistically hopeful.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Is that realistic to be realistically hopeful?
We don't know what we don't know what's going to be real.
What do you want to be hopeful for? What specifically do you want to know?
I'd like to know that we could, just in my own retirement community, that we could eat together and have exercise groups and not be afraid of each other.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
get back to what our normal was. It was really wonderful.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it all got shut down. So it would be nice, just in my own little community, to have back what we had, which was so important, the social life and the games and the activities and the outings. And, we just don't know when we'll be able to have that back.
Right. Right. Tune into your body. Where do you feel that?
It's sad.
And where do you feel that physically?
Your heart.
In your heart? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's tap on this, okay? Even though I have the sadness in my heart.
Even though I have the
sadness in my heart.
The sadness of the uncertainty.
Sadness of the uncertainty.
The sadness of the things that are lost.
The sadness of the things that are lost.
I like those activities.
I like those activities.
And I don't get to have them right now.
And I don't get to have them right now.
But I love and accept myself anyways.
But I love
and accept myself anyway.
And even though I'm really sad right now.
Even though I'm really sad right now.
I feel the sadness in my heart.
I feel the sadness in my heart.
Part of me is heartbroken.
Part of me is what?
Heartbroken.
Heartbroken.
This is not how I want to live.
This is not what I signed up for.
It's not what I signed up for. And I'm really sad about this.
I am sad about this.
I'm sad about all of it.
I'm sad about all of it.
And I love and accept myself.
Love and accept myself.
And I accept the sadness.
And I do accept the sadness.
Because that's where I'm at right now.
It's where I'm at right now.
And even though I'm really sad right now.
Even though I'm really sad right now.
I am.
I am sad.
I am sad.
I am sad.
I've lost a lot.
I have lost a lot. And we have lost a lot.
We have lost a lot. I love and accept myself anyways.
I love and accept myself anyway.
Top of your head, I have this deep sadness.
I have this deep sadness.
Inside of the eyebrow, the sadness in my heart.
Sadness in my heart.
Outside of the eye, we have lost so much.
We have lost so much.
Under the eye, I have lost so much.
I have lost so much.
Nose and upper lip, and maybe some of it is temporary.
Maybe some of it is temporary.
Lower lip and chin, and I don't know which part is not temporary.
We don't know what's going to be temporary.
Collarbone. What about the things that won't be temporary?
What are the things that are not going to be temporary?
Under the arm, I just don't know yet.
I just don't know yet.
Top of your head, it scares me and it's making me sad.
Scares me, makes me sad.
Inside of the eyebrow, very sad.
Very sad.
Outside of the eye, sometimes almost unbearably sad.
Sometimes unbearably sad.
Under the eye, I loved our activities.
I love the activities.
I loved the outings.
I love the outings.
I loved our meals together.
Loved having meals together.
I like going shopping.
I love shopping a little bit.
Yeah, at least leaving the house, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to live like this.
Don't want to live cooped up.
Yeah, I don't want to live cooped up.
Cooped up and restricted.
Yeah, I don't want to live cooped up and restricted.
No. I don't want it.
It's heartbreaking to have to do that.
It's heartbreaking to do that.
Under the eye, how much longer can I possibly bear this?
How much longer can I possibly bear this?
How much longer can I possibly bear this?
How much longer will I possibly bear this?
It's heartbreaking for me.
It's heartbreaking.
It's testing me.
It's testing me.
It's pushing me and everybody I care about.
It's pushing me and everyone I care about.
I know they're taking good care of us.
I know they're doing the best. They're taking good care of us.
Yeah, but this is not how I envisioned it.
But this isn't the fun part.
This is not the fun part.
I don't like taken care of, really.
Yeah, I don't like to be taken care of.
I'm the caregiver.
Yeah, I'm a caregiver. This is not my role to be taken care of. It's hard for me.
It's hard to accept it.
It's very hard to accept it. It's very hard to accept that. Take a breath. How's it, sadness?
It's better.
What do you feel now?
It would be easier to bear if we knew how long. But everything keeps changing, especially for the elderly. They keep changing the rules.
Yeah. Okay, karate to your point. Even though it's so hard that they constantly change the rules.
It's hard that they constantly are changing the rules.
There's no real leadership anywhere.
Can't trust the leadership at the higher levels.
At the higher and the lower levels.
At all levels. No one knows what they're doing.
Nobody knows what they're going to be doing. We have no leadership right now.
Feels shaky.
It feels very shaky to me.
Very shaky to me.
I'm going to tune into that shaky feeling in my body.
I'm going to tune into that shaky feeling in my body.
And even though it might be.
And even though it might be.
But I have some anger around that.
And I have some anger about that.
Some anger at the leadership on whatever level.
Anger at leadership at whatever level.
Because they're in charge of part of my life.
They're in charge of part of my life.
And they don't take good care of me.
And they don't know what they're doing. And they're maybe making mistakes.
They're making mistakes all the time.
Yep. So are we.
And even though I'm so frustrated and angry.
I'm frustrated and angry.
I'm just going to own that feeling.
I'm going to own that feeling.
Hi, you just
This is
called
how I
me?
feel right now.
Oh, no, somebody.
Top of your head. I'm going to own that feeling.
I'm going to own that feeling.
Inside of the eyebrow, I am angry.
I am angry.
Outside of the eye, I might even be resentful.
I'm also resentful.
Under the eye, because this is not fair to me.
Because this is not
fair to me.
Fair to me.
No, it's not. Somebody needs to get their shit together.
Somebody needs to get their shit together.
Lower lip and chin so that I can continue with my life.
So I can have it the way I want, my life.
Yeah, I want it my way.
I want it my way.
And I've earned to have it my way.
And I have what?
Earned. Earned. I deserve.
Oh, I've earned having my own way. Always. The baby in the family always gets their own way.
I want it my way.
I want it my way.
And I'm angry at that I don't get to have that right now.
And I'm angry that I don't get to have it my way.
And the resentment at the leadership.
I resent the leadership.
Is getting magnified day by day.
It gets magnified day by day.
So many emotions being thrown at this.
So many emotions being thrown at this.
The rational ones and the not so rational ones.
The rational ones and the non-rational.
But what if I could find a way?
But what if I could find a way?
To trust that it's okay to focus on myself right now.
To trust that it's okay to focus on myself right now.
To trust that it's not selfish to do what I always wanted to do.
It's not selfish to do what I want to do.
To accept my life no matter what it's like.
To accept my life no matter
what it is like. Acceptance is such a big deal for me sometimes.
Acceptance is a big deal for me sometimes.
Under the eye, especially when acceptance means kind of a standstill for a time.
Especially when acceptance means kind of a standstill for right now.
Nose and upper lip is stand still for a higher goal.
Stand still for a higher goal.
Lower lip and chin is stand still for the goal to be alive and well.
The goal to be alive right now.
Alive and well.
Alive and well.
Alive
Alive and well.
Collarbone, so that I'm not one of those
So that I'm not one of those
under the arm who die from this disease.
who dies from this disease.
Top of your head. The ones who did not get infected.
The ones who did not get infected.
Inside of the eye, were not exposed to people who were.
Were not exposed to those who were.
Outside of the eye. So what if I accept that?
So what if I accept that?
Under the eye, with surprising ease.
With surprising ease.
Nose and upper lip, and dig deeper.
And dig deeper.
Lower lip and chin. What are the things that I always wanted to do, but I never had time for?
What are the things that I've always wanted to do, haven't had time for?
The things I ran away from.
The things I ran away from.
The things that could be dear to me anyways.
The things that could be dear to me anyways.
What if I could accept the journey?
What if I could accept the journey?
As part of my life's path.
As part of my life's path.
Even though there isn't much that I want right now.
Even though there isn't much that I want right now.
I can choose to be okay with that.
I choose to be okay with that.
Take
right
a
now.
How did that sit with others, with you?
Yeah, that's calming.
That sadness bit at the beginning really worked well for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of sadness there.
Yeah.
I liked how you opened up possibilities for this time alone to be a time of discovery of, as you said, things I haven't had time for. You know, hobbies, creativity, meditation, who knows, but could be the silver lining.
Yeah. The books we didn't read. Anybody has books at home that you never read?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody does not have books at home that you never read? Right? The book that you think you should know all about, but you just couldn't figure out how to spend 10 hours to devote to the thing. So,
I have to declutter.
a lot of people do that.
Yeah, the recipes I'm trying out that I never had time for.
You had time. They weren't the priority.
Yeah, yeah.
You had time. You know, and that's really, I think, a part of the journey that we're at this moment. For me personally, I'm at a phenomenally profound moment where I need to really adjust my entire calendar start to finish, like by the hour. And all of a sudden you realize, yes, you can. If it's important enough for you, you absolutely can. And that's kind of nice to know, you know, that yes, if we make something a priority, we can absolutely succeed. If you want to read those books, if you want to get into that topic, if you want to learn more about whatever, this might be the time to say, hey, you know, I never thought I would ever be able to focus so much, but here I am. And just sitting really clearly with how we are using our time, what priorities we have. When the shopping falls away and the taking care of whatever it is falls away, there are several hours in a day sometimes that we can just use, whether shopping or commuting or, you know, the social thing that just happens, even though we didn't plan for it, but we join the crowd because it's fun.
Okay, thank you.
You know, things like that. Just think about that, right? If this was an opportunity for you to do something that you always wanted to do and never thought you could, what would that be? And it might be that I've muted you just because we have background noise. So go ahead and unmute yourself, please. What would you like to do with the time? Let's say they tell you, you know, you got to stay home for another 4 weeks. So you have 4 weeks of vacation, 4 weeks where nobody bothers you, 4 weeks where nobody comes into the house and tells you need to clean up or do this or do the other. If this is just your own time, right? What would you do? What would you learn? How would you like to make that? What would you like to devote that to?
Well, I've taken up the ukulele, so.
Ukulele, there we go, Bruce.
Yeah.
How cool is that? Bruce, where are you calling from?
From outside Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. What is it like over there, Bruce?
Well, it's colder than expected. I mean, it's, I keep waiting to put my tomatoes in the ground, and it's going to get down to in the 30s again this weekend.
Yep.
So I have to keep holding off, putting stuff in the ground. But unlike a lot of people, I'm enjoying this because I'm an introvert. So this hasn't bothered me to not be interacting with people. It's given me an excuse not to go to places. You know, my wife is out going to friends' houses for dinner with just a small 2 or 3 group people that get together, and I just say, no, I'm not going. So just don't bring anything home for me in terms of a virus. So I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
I've wanted to lose some weight, but I'm always, there's always a birthday or some social event that gets me to leave the diet, and it's hard to get back to it. So somebody was mentioning earlier, they're doing a 30-day program. So am I.
Nice. So, yeah. So just think about this. You know, if you knew, let's just put the whole leadership thing aside right now. And let's just think about you and your control over your life. If you were told and you knew for certain that you have 5 weeks to just stay home, right? 5 weeks to where nobody bothers you, where there's no expectations on you, that you can use to do or learn or get into or whatever it is that your heart desires, because nothing matters. What would you do?
I'm working from home, so I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah. What is it for others? Nell, yeah.
Well, I've been doing a lot of tapping
Mm-hmm.
on unfinished business.
Okay.
Great.
And also, something I didn't expect, but what has come up is I've started extracting dye from plants. So I got indigo out of some plants I'd had growing around, and it was very time consuming. I never would have done it otherwise, but now I have like a cup of blue dye, enough to do a t-shirt or something. It's a lot of fun.
Good for you. Yeah. Who else? Elaine, what would you do if you knew 5 more weeks and that's just the way it is?
Well, in 5 weeks, I could get much more proficient on the flute, which I have played off and on. And it's sitting there in the corner of the room, just waiting for me to have the discipline to practice it long enough to get more beauty out of the instrument. The instrument's already pretty, but it takes practice to make it really nice.
So would this be a good time to pick that up?
It might be a time to pick it up.
And you might realize that you have resistance to it, and that resistance might just be something to tap on and tap through.
That's true.
Because actually now you have the time. You absolutely have the time to practice the flute or the ukulele or pull the dye out of the plants or do whatever. We don't know how long things are gonna last.
Yeah, for me, it would be to do it because I enjoy the music and the hymns that I play and all that, instead of getting ready for a performance for other people at church.
There you got it.
Do it for the fun of it, the joy of the music.
Do we have a plan?
I don't know if I have a committed plan yet, but I've got a tentative plan.
Well, the other option is to give the flute away.
Oh, never.
Well, that's a choice.
Yeah.
Because if you don't want to play the flute, then having it sit around makes you feel guilty.
Well, but I do want to play it.
Then play it.
And I want to garden, and I want to do this, that, and I'm still teaching clogging. We do it in the garage now instead of in the activity room. So I do some of the things that I want to do.
Okay. But right now you have a unique opportunity to actually get into the flute.
Yeah, I do.
That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. You can actually use 5 weeks of just practicing that stunning instrument and getting those hymns out and getting to where you always wanted to be, and whether you perform later or not, it's totally your choice.
Yeah,
Good for
it's
you.
for me. Just for me.
So there you go. You know, and I think different people have different things that they're pushed aside. And I think one of the good ways to deal with this is to just assume that there will be an end.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, you understand that the time you're given is precious and you don't waste it. Right? If after 5 weeks you find out there's another 3, it's another block. Right? But for right now, just saying, I have this amount of time where I actually have the freedom and the time to focus on something I've never focused on before, but I always wanted to, and really get into it and really do the practicing or the reading or the whatever it is. This can become a profound game changer that actually sets you up for future success.
Yes.
Oh.
Right? Because now you need to set the what is this called? The direction for where you want to go. You know, if you had one, let's say, if you're still working or you're having a certain lifestyle that requires certain skills. If you don't want to get back to that lifestyle, you need to learn new skills. Otherwise, you will go back to some format of that lifestyle. And if that doesn't exist anymore, then it can be difficult. If you choose now to acquire some skills that you think are really fantastic and fascinating for you, go for it. You have the time. Sounds good? I hope this was helpful.
Thank you.
Maria gives 2 thumbs up. Thanks, Maria. We didn't get to really talk, but I hope, yeah, let me just look through this here really quick. Nell says what's coming up is sadness and anger at certain politicians.
That what you addressed it right on the button. Yeah.
Okay, that's better now. Less anger. We don't have the luxury to be angry right now. You know, for whatever it's worth, I mean, we're all in this together, right? We all have our personal journeys that are sometimes a whole lot more demanding than a virus. They might just be. I've been trying very hard to find a way. I guess it's not a secret that I'm not exactly right-leaning, right? I've been trying very hard to find a way to forgive the mistakes that have been, and I'm going to continue to work on that because it just needs to happen. That is my future, my life, and the decisions that I need to make, right? And I cannot carry this anger and frustration and this just off-the-cuff rage that is so easily triggered right now by anybody. You know, you say one word and everybody just goes off the deep end. I cannot afford to have this in my body. It is destructive, it's devastating, and there's a really good chance that it's killing people in the long run. So think about that too. How can you find a way to honestly and truly forgive, whatever that means to you? Not say I hold accountable, but I forgive personally. And whatever that means for you. And it may not be a road, but it's just another piece of food for thought. Yeah, so Rich says his son, it seems unbearable, but his grandson is actually looking forward for a year-long period at sea, stuck on a damned Navy ship with no port calls and possibility of receiving hostile fire while in the Middle East. Such a prefaces relative. It will be interesting to meet him again. Makes sense, right? Imagine being out on a boat, possibly under fire, not being able to land anywhere and just running around on that boat, and that's all you do, following command, doing your thing, doing your job. Good. Marie-Therese says she's yawning. That makes me happy, Marie-Therese. You deserve to be yawning. Okay, you guys, are we all unmuted? You want to say something? Everybody's unmuted that I can see. If you want to say something, and then we'll just check out for today and see you next week. Yes, Rosrelli.
Thank you. Thank you, Ingrid.
You're welcome.
Thank you
very
Ingrid.
much, Ingrid.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Thank
And
you
everybody.
very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Very good.
everybody.
Safe, take care.
Yes.
Thank you
Bye.
all for coming, and understand that our calls have very different energy. When you go to the very first one to this year, you notice that they feel very, very different. Sometimes they're all in our heads, sometimes they're all in our emotions, sometimes they're all just in. That's the process. And when we do this kind of work, we go through the process with open eyes. We're actually processing. And it's not like this is better than the other. We just need to work on what is right in front of us right now and process through that, or create the awareness that we can process through that on our own later. If you do want to work with me privately, shoot me an email. Okay, we can get on the phone. We can talk about that too. If you have something that's on your mind and you feel is weighing you down in making plans and moving forward, I'm happy to do that with you. You have my email address. Okay, all right, you guys. See you next week.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.